Alright, here I am underneath the Excursion. I went and bought myself some short impacts. This is a 15/16. This is the front of the passenger side on the rear leaf spring, where everybody says you have to bend the AC lines to get out of the way. I haven't done it yet. What I did is I took my my big breaker bar on this 15/16. No heat. I did let them soak for quite a while in PB, but so far not giving me any difficulty coming out. So far so good. It's coming right out of here. I'm just about out of the nut. I can feel in my hand back here. I'm just about off the nut. Now I don't know when I get out here a little bit further if I'm going to have a problem with this AC line. In fact, I think I'm going to take the socket off here and just go with a, now that that's nice and easy. I didn't want to whack too much. I really didn't want to hammer away on this bolt with a 12 point. So that's why I went and got the impact at 6 point. I felt that would be a little safer if I had any problem. I really didn't. I hit that with a breaker bar and no, nothing special. It just came right out. So I'm going to take the rest of the way with this and see if I've got enough room to get this out. I may have to, you know, like everybody says, I may have to push these just a little bit. I haven't unbolted any of the brackets or anything. They're all still on, including way up, you know, way up underneath there. Oh, there goes my focus, but way up underneath. I haven't unbolted anything on the AC lines, so I'm going to see if I can get the bolt out without having to do that. Be one less thing I have to deal with. Should be good. So at this point I'm going to have to take this off, and I need kind of both my hands, so I'm going to stop filming. Alright, I did have to run the bolt back in there a little bit to get my wrench off, but so far it's not proving too difficult to get this bolt come out. It's coming right out. Not any issue. We're going to find out when I go to actually take the bolt out if the length of the bolt up against these lines is a problem, but I can probably, hoping I can bend this line enough out of the way if that happens to get it out. So out I go. Yeah, I haven't I've already got the nut off the back side of this hanger bolt, and yes, you can see why everybody says you have to bend these lines out of the way. And this line in particular, you can see that I've already got the bolt coming out, and if I pull it out, I'm going to hit this long before I get enough to get it all the way out. This is why everybody says you need to bend the lines out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and take some PB, soak the one hanger bolt there, get it off, and same thing up underneath there. That one's a pain in the butt. Well, maybe it's not that bad, but we'll take those two off, and that should let me just sort of bend these down. I think that'll let me hang them down a little bit, and that'll be enough to get the bolt to go by there, I think, without too much trouble. And yeah, that's what everybody's talking about. I can see that now. Okay. And I've been taking this bolt out again. This is all the pain in the ass stuff people were talking about. Now in my case, I took this bracket off, and of course the bolt snapped. I guess it should have been expected, you know, with the rust under here. So my mounting post under there now is shot. I'll have to pound that out or something. At least the body support there is good, so I'll pound that out. I may have to drill something to put a bolt. I don't know. I'll figure that out on the flip side of this whole exercise. But because that happened, I definitely opted to not try and take that one out, because I guarantee you if I tried to take that bracket off, normally it would have made this job easier, but I guarantee I'd break that one too if I tried it. So I'm going to leave that one. I managed to bend these enough to get the bolt pretty much in between them. I'm beyond that. The bottom two I could just bend down. That wasn't a problem. The top main line here is a pain in the butt. I've been pushing it up, and I've actually got the head of the bolt past it. So we'll end up coming out. So I get my phone up there. Yeah, you can sort of see it. Whatever. We're going out between. There we go. Now you can see it. We're going to go out. I'm going out right in between them. So I pulled the bottom two down and pushed the big main one up, and I can get between them. It seems like the only way I can get this bolt to come out is just to put my wrench on it and to keep turning it. It's almost out. It's kind of, can't really see it in the video, but I can wiggle this now, and I'm so very close to being out. So I'll get this out. I guess I'll have to unscrew it all the way out. It's sort of fighting with me. If I can't get on the head of the bolt to turn it, I'll just get some channel locks or a vice grip and get it on here, and I'll turn it out that way. Get this bolt the rest of the way out, and obviously when it's time to put this back in, it'll be the reverse. And the other thing that's driving me bananas as I'm down here is I knew this area was that bad with rust back here on the corner, and the cab support back here is shot, corner's shot. So this is all stuff. I'll have to take the running boards off. Most of it up there, if you look at it, is not too bad. It's kind of surfacey. The inner rocker here is actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's just back here on this corner that's really bad. The outer rockers are shot on the rear. The front one, it's weird. The front ones are good. The rear ones are shot, and these corners are going. So I think I'm gonna, I'll get these running boards off of here when I'm done with the spring job. Cut all this crap out of here and weld in some new welding, or actually I think I may be using the newer panel bond stuff, and I'll panel bond in some new stuff back here and make this real good. Everything else is good though. I mean, that's just that looks rusty, but it's just a little bit of surface I scratched on it. It's actually not what it would seem. All the treatment I did over the years under here has paid off, because the rust I really did keep the rust at bay compared to some others in the salt belt. I had bed coated, I put truck bed coating on this years ago, and it really did a good job of protecting it. It's time to scrape it and do it again. But the frame's in great shape because I did that everywhere throughout, so I'm happy with the way that all worked out. Okay, I'm gonna keep turning. All right, hour later, I got it out. It's in good shape. Didn't damage anything. It all looks good. Now to do the rear. Hopefully that won't take as long. And the other side shouldn't be quite as bad because I don't have to deal with that those AC lines. I got a challenge here. Let's show you what I'm fighting with. Take that front bolt out first, and now every time I pull on this, the nut's fine. I'm not having any trouble spinning the bolt in the nut, but this entire assembly is bending. I've put a block up there to try and keep it from moving back, but I can't get the bolt to spin inside of the housing. The whole housing will move, and like I said, I've actually got the nut loose. That's not a problem, but I can't get this bolt to spin because the whole thing keeps moving. So I'm trying to put a block of wood up there to brace it from moving. Now you can see that the nut. You can see me moving that. I don't know how well you can see that in this video here, but this is actually not tight. I can move it by hand. It's nice and loose. It's not the threads. It's the bolt itself inside the bushing. There's so much give in there. I'm wondering if I shouldn't do, when I do the other side, maybe I should do the rear first before that will move, and that'll hold it there. In the meantime, I threw a block up there. Let's see if that gives me what I need. I had the air wrench on this. My little air wrench just didn't get it done. And all right, here's my challenge. I've had the air wrench on this and it doesn't help. My big three, that's my small one. The big 3/4 won't fit in this space. I've actually been prying on this, and I've gotten the nuts loose. That's not a problem. The nut I can actually turn by hand. It's not an issue. The issue is without that front part of the spring on, this entire spring assembly up top there, the whole thing will bend, move to the rear as an assembly, and I can't get the bolt that's spinning the bushing. So I'm wondering, when I do the other side, maybe I should take the rear off first so that I don't have that problem, and then take the front off. But in the meantime, I got to deal with this one. So I put a block of wood up there to keep this from moving. We'll see if that, when I put the pipe on here, we'll see if that gives me what I need to break that bolt loose. So I'll let you know in a minute. Just realized with everything I was talking about, you can see it much better at this angle. The whole spring shackle assembly would move back and pivot, spring and all. So I braced it with a block of wood up there. So hopefully that'll keep it from moving, and see if I can't get that out. Yeah, the block of wood was the magic I needed. Now I can get this thing going, and it's spinning now. Oops, some block of wood came out. Look at that. That was what I needed to get it going. I'm also looking under here. I'm going to be replacing this tank skid plate. So a little bit of rust, I started tapping on it, and just more and more chunks came off. So skid plate's getting replaced too. Gotta love Northeast rust. Really sucks. But when you can't replace a vehicle, because Ford in their infinite wisdom decided not to make these anymore, especially with a 7.3, you do whatever I gotta do to get this thing back into good shape. Alright, I've been at this for about an hour now, and I'm not making a whole heck of a lot of progress. I showed you earlier I could spin the nut. Been soaking in some PB. Unfortunately, what's happening is the whole bushing inside the mount is spinning, and this bolt won't come out of the bushing. So what I've done is I put the nut back on, and I wedged my pry bar in between. I'm going to try and use the pressure from the nut as I remove it, see if I can get that to press this thing back out of there. If that doesn't work, I guess I have to do what the guys at the ATS spring suggested. They say don't even screw around with this stuff. They just get the torch and cut all this stuff off. I don't mean everything like the housing. I mean they'll cut the bolt head off and cut the nut off the back. They don't even screw around with it. They say it's just a waste of time. Just cut them off. That's what you're going to end up doing. And I think I may be heading there that way too. I may be getting out in my case, I do a lot of stuff with Dremels. I may be doing the cut-off wheels with the Dremels. It takes a while, but I will cut that. I'll have to cut there. I don't know how to cut the back necessarily, but I may be heading that direction myself, because I just can't get this thing to come out of there for nothing. So we're going to see what happens here. I'm going to keep trying this, seeing what I can do. It's spinning relatively easy now, but I just can't get it to press out. Alright, quick update. Did that other video a minute ago. Bunch of PB on there. About 4 or 5 more turns since I took that last little video, and all of a sudden it popped. I heard it go, and must have gotten wet. So that worked. The pressure from the nut going on the bolt, it's now starting to come out, which is good. Now I have a chance of actually getting this thing to come out. That'll be great. If I can pull that bolt out, it'll make this job that much better. Alright, I'm going to press on. Alright, enough's enough. I've been 3 hours on one damn bolt. This bolt will not come out no matter what I do. I can get it to move a little bit back and forth. The bushing inside the metal sleeve inside the bushing is just spinning. It will not come out. I can move it back and forth a little bit, but that's it, and then it just spins. I'm going to go get the Dremel, and I'm going to cut off everything I can here, Sawzall, whatever I got to do. I'll be very careful around the mount, of course, but I'll completely destroy that entire carrier if I have to. Get it off. Whatever I got to do, I'll cut it in half. Whatever I got to do. At this point, I've had it. 3 hours on one stupid bolt. Doesn't really matter. I get new ones anyway. It's the bolt that's giving me trouble is this one right here, where it's going through the metal bushing inside. What's happening is this metal bushing is just spinning inside the rubber, and it's rusted inside on the bolt, and I just cannot get it out. So I'm going to listen to what ATS told me. He laughed. He said, "Don't waste your time trying to get them out." He said, "If you got a torch, just cut them off. You get new ones anyway." And I'd say that's good advice. If you have a torch them off. Don't waste your time even trying to take them off. Just cut them. I had good success getting the front bolt out, and I thought I'd be all right in the rear. But I just wasted my entire afternoon over one stupid bolt. So now this is going to sit for yet another week over that. So when I get to this side, I'll still take that front bolt out. The rear one I'm just going to cut off to begin with, and I'm not going to dick with it.